Okay, hey guys, there's another great day of existing, huh? Right? Great job, guys. Good for us. Good for us, right? I've been seeing a lot of news about Doja Cat wearing like these different skins to different events. Like she was recently seen wearing all these like crystal or red crystals, and she looked like a villain from like the movie The Cell. I don't know. That's the only way I feel like in my head I could describe it. Do you remember the movie The Cell? It was like that psychological thriller with J Lo and Vincent D'Onofrio, right? Is that how you say the last name? I don't know. He plays Kingpin and fucking the new Daredevil. J Lo's pretty hot, man. But I still think like if back when Selena, the lad singer, hadn't died, and that movie biopic hadn't come out, J-Lo would still just be like sort of like just a backup dancer for A Living Color, right? And I mean, A Living Color was hilarious. That shit should have been way bigger than it was. I think it should still be watched. It's so fucking great. Fucking Jamie Foxx, all the Wayans brothers, David Allen Greer. I think he was in that, right? Jim Carrey. Well, he was known as James Carrey on that shit, but man, like A Living Color was fucking great. Do you remember Handicapped Man? That shit's so good. That's so good. Anyways, yeah, if you didn't see Doja Cat, she was looking all red and evil with these crystals all over her body, right? And I think more recently she was wearing like lashes on her face, like a mustache and a goatee, looking like, I don't know, like Aladdin pop star, like Bad Bunny or some evil. She looked like some evil character that would tie like a damsel in distress to the train tracks, like fucking the villain from, what was his name, Dick Dastardly from the Dudley Do-Right. I think that was his name. Was it? I don't even know now. The villain from Dudley Do-Right. I don't know why I think it's Dick Dastardly. I feel like that's right. But I see this in the entertainment news is talking about it, and I'm like, dude, like Madonna would do that shit years ago, and then Lady Gaga would do that shit. So yeah, like this chick's just doing shit to shake stuff up with, the entertainment media and paparazzi. That red crystal looks nasty though. She looks like she's sunburned and she has like hot Cheeto dust all over her, But whatever, man. Maybe I'm just hating, I guess, because I'm not very familiar with her music. So maybe I should listen to her and get more of an opinion and try to get back to you on that if y'all really need me to verify why I think of what I think. What comes to mind when I think of like this situation, though, if that's what it is called, was like Lady Gaga's meat dress and how crazy it was when it happened. Yeah, now like I look back at pictures of her, in that meat dress, and I think, man, that's pretty fucking hot. Like Army Hammer would jack off to that shit. Like thinking about like cannibalistic type, like, man, she's just all meat. Like I could eat all of that, no problem, And then like she was very attractive at that moment too, so it just helped a lot of things, But what do I know? All I know is there's no money, there's no possessions, only obsessions. I don't need that shit. Take my money, take my obsession. Did you see that Trump had just said that if he was in charge, like he was a while back, when he was president, that this Ukraine-Russian war would be over in 24 hours. And dude, Trump, come on, man. Like, come back to Twitter. Come back and tell us all your wisdom and all that other stupid shit you're spouting on that dumbass social network app. What's it fucking called? Truth Social, that's right. Dude, just come back and make Twitter great again. with all your... Come back and, like, start trolling Biden, and y'all can start talking shit to each other, and Elon Musk can chime in with random emojis, and, man, I don't know, it would just be great, right, to have Trump back on Twitter, really spice things up, really like great, wouldn't it, you guys and gals, or everything in between, not just guys and gals, whatever you go by nowadays, let me know, like, do you think Trump should be back on Twitter? Like, he's already been reinstated, he just has to like come back, or maybe he forgot his password and that's why he just doesn't want to come back. But yeah, whatever. Let me know if you think Trump should be back. Hey, did you guys see another surprise shooting went down? Like 7 people were killed. I think 10 were hurt at a Jerusalem synagogue. And this was done by a Palestinian 21-year-old man. And I don't know, is that like an attack of racism? I feel like it isn't, because the article isn't like stating it right up front that it was a racist motivated attack. So I imagine that this attack like can't be marketed as racially motivated because the media hasn't done it yet. But hey, who knows? Like, the media loves to spin a story any way it can, right? For those views and clicks. And again, you see that people are sending their default thoughts and prayers to the victims of the shooting. That's just what they do. Like, oh, thoughts and prayers, thoughts and prayers. That's the best we could do nowadays. Which, yeah, man, it's like we're just so numb to it now, you know? Like, it's like shootings happen literally every week, and I think it would be more of a surprise if someone is killed with a different type of weapon rather than a gun, you know? Like, oh, hey, they didn't use a gun, you know? Like the video of Pelosi's husband getting hit with a hammer, or the some video I saw of a chick hitting a dude with an axe, you know? Like, why aren't you using a gun? That's so un-American of you. But yes, you know, thoughts and prayers to the victims and their families of that shooting. That goes without saying nowadays, right? Right, it does, you know. Speaking of American violence, because that's where we're at, did you see this? How do you say his name? Tyre Nichols, beating by the police. So of course, this black dude was beaten by the police for not following orders or whatever. He was being pulled over, and he ran off, and so they stopped him, started tasing him, and beating the shit out of him. Stop me if you've heard this story before. But whoa, wait a minute. Maybe you've never heard this, because here's a twist. All 5 of the cops that are being charged with that excessive force of, you know, hurting and maybe killing that man are black. Whoa, that's some M. Night Shyamalan twist right there, right? So you're telling me a black dude was beaten by 5 cops, and they were all black cops? That's crazy, right? What are the odds? And of course, the police were like, well, we fired all these cops, no problem, immediately, you know. You know very well if they were white cops, they would have put them on some sort of like administrative leave on getting paid, and would have like, oh, we need to investigate this further, you know. It's got to be something more. But yeah, of course, there's things like this going on all the time with police. They just don't get put up by the media because, like, again, this one isn't pushing the agenda of racial indifferences, you know. I mean, when white cops beat up white victims, that shit never makes it on the news because it's not the type of story that the media loves to use to keep us all separated and against each other, you know. Heck, I'm surprised they even ran with this story, but it's most likely Fox News pushing this story to be like, see, it's not just white cops that do it to black people, black cops do it too, whatever, man. I don't know. I think the police, I don't think the police need defunding like they were rowdy shouting for whenever they were, you know, a couple years back or months back. They serve the way they can. To me, it's just like any other place of employment. You have your good employees and your bad ones. So, yeah, I think they could use better training, you know, like that'd be ideal. But I feel like that's life, man. Like, you have good apples and bad apples. And so all I could say is I hope you get those pink ladies and not any Granny Smiths, you know? If you know what I mean, you know what I mean. Lastly, and this is kind of strange, it just popped up. A radioactive capsule has gone missing in Australia after falling off of a truck. Like, man, if that doesn't sound like the beginning of some sort of horror movie, you know? Especially in Australia, too, where they already have, like, big-ass spiders and rattlesnakes and fucking kangaroos and shit. Like, that capsule is going to fall into a hole with just, like, a million spiders in it and cause them to get all fucking huge and radioactive, and you have real life arachnophobia or like a 8-legged freaks on your hands, you know. Like, this doesn't sound like, that doesn't sound scary though. Like, I don't know, it has to sound real scary, especially when you throw in radioactive shit and what we've seen it do to insects in every movie that we've ever seen. You know, it's never a good thing. So I give my thoughts and prayers to Australia. Hopefully they find this radioactive capsule before a bunch of rattlesnakes get like ooze on them and turn into huge radioactive acid spitting creatures, right? But yeah, that's another day, guys. Do y'all listen to Doja Cat? Am I hating too much on her? Should I give her a break, or does she deserve being like shit on? For I don't know, just trying to be different. I guess Honestly, I'm all on about Miley Cyrus right now. I can't wait till Miley Cyrus's new album comes out. I hope it's really good because I'm kind of betting like the farm on it that it is, and I'm really ready to hype the shit out of it. And I know I've asked this before, but do y'all think Trump should come back to Twitter? Wouldn't it be fun, man? Like, for real? Think about all the crazy arguments and shit these politicians would be having if he came back. Now, that's entertainment. And I mean, it would at least be better entertainment than the stories the news are running now about synagogue shootings and police brutality, But, hey, that's what gets clicks, man, so you can't blame them for that. No, I'll blame them for that. Fuck the media. Fucking clickbaiting those pieces of shits. And if you're in Australia, I hope no radioactive like dingoes come after your babies. When you're around me, I'm radioactive. My blood is burning radioactive, turning radioactive. My blood is radioactive. Also, lastly, Patreon. I got a new member. Shout out to David Chandler for signing up. I really appreciate it. If you want to support me and get exclusives and shit, go to patreon.com/Lorenzo Ariola. Thank you to David and all my other supporters. I really appreciate y'all. Y'all are great. Thank you to everyone out there who just listens to the podcast, wherever you do, because it's available everywhere. I appreciate it very much. If you can, like and subscribe it on YouTube. We're trying to build it there. youtube.com/Lorenzo Ariola. And yeah, thank you guys for listening again, and take care. And remember, tomorrow's another day. So, don't let today get you down if that's the case. But yeah, take care and bye.